Hi and welcome to nimble.handmade. I am Bia and I'm coming to you from Belgium, and I would like to take you with me on my Yarny adventures. So I'm going to talk about, of course, what I'm making currently. It will have certainly have a Christmas vibe. Also about what I have finished and what I am planning to do with my advent calendar. So welcome and enjoy. So the first project I wanted to talk to you about is the Kristtjørn sweater, or the holly sweater by Hanne Rimmen. I've put this in my little bag and I made it into a Christmas bag. Well, it has been an adventure with some hurdles, this sweater. I really like her design, and originally I bought the bottom-up version of the sweater, but I have decided that I wanted to knit the top-down version because you can adapt it more, and I haven't regretted it. But if you have a bottom-up version, you have something like this. This sweater is by, I'm going to check this, by Masha Ziablikova. I hope I pronounce it correctly. I think it's a Russian designer, and it's called a Tender Leaves Cardi. This is a sweater where it's a cardigan where you knit the bottom part of the body first and the sleeves, the bottom part of the sleeves, and then you bring them all on one needle and you knit the I don't know, I don't remember how it's called in English. So, but it's the yoke. So in the end, you knit the yoke and then the collar, of course. This is a well-known technique also for Scandinavian sweaters, but it has some disadvantages, and you can see that in this one. The sleeves are quite short. Now, as it has an overall lace motif, it's quite difficult to adapt your size and keep in pace with the lace motif. So I could have done a larger border at the cuff, but in the end, I'm happy with how it turned out, and I don't mind. I don't really mind that the sleeves are a bit shorter. It's a lightweight cardigan, so I wear it as it is, and it fits me nicely for the rest of the part. But I wasn't sure about the pattern that Hanne Rimmen made, so the bottom-up version, and so I purchased the top-down version as well, and I'm glad I did, because I started by making size double XL. I don't consider myself someone sized double XL, but I don't like when it clings to me. Well, menopause is starting to make an entry, so all the curves are shifting, and I rather disguise that. So I don't want it to be clingy and just, yeah. That's why I choose a larger size. But when I started knitting the yoke, it starts, I have done a provisional cast on, but in the pattern you just cast on, and at the end you pick up the stitches and knit the collar. So there's not much of a difference. I just didn't want to have this well, how do you call it? I want it to be smooth and not have a ridge on the inside. But that's personal preference. It doesn't do anything to the pattern. But when I did cast on the double XL, it makes you make more of these holly leaves, and that was a problem because it makes the yoke start from a very wide point, and the yoke, the design on the yoke started here. So that would mean that the collar would be here. And as I would like to have a winter sweater, that would be much too large. So what I did is I went back, I ripped it all out, which wasn't a nice thing because this yarn is well, it clings together quite a bit. But anyway, I have now started with size L, and I'm going to show you that the collar is going to be just what it needs to be. It's going to be fitting quite nicely to my neck. I am knitting this in the Letlopi yarn by Etna. No, it's not by Etna. It's by Istix, I think. But it's 100% pure wool, Icelandic wool yarn. It's quite scratchy and itchy, but when you work with it, it gives a very nice effect for Fair Isle because it clings a bit to the yarn clings to one another, and it also gets a bit smoother when you work with it. So I presume that it will get smoother when I wear it as well. To be able to wear it as it is this year, I think, as I'm not quite far enough, I don't think I will be able to attach the little berries and wear it as a Christmas sweater, but I think it's gonna be just fine the way it is, to wear it as a winter sweater in January and February. But what I wanted to point out is that, of course, I was talking about the size, and the size I have chosen is a size L, with some adaptations. I am doing less of these designs, and I have decided to make more increases in the design, so that I am going from a size L here to a double XL over here, and then I will need to recalculate how I am going to make the sleeves, how I'm going to split for the sleeves, because I will need to make my own calculations, as either the L or the double XL don't work anymore. But I think that will be just fine. I just want a kind of an oversized Christmas sweater. Then I still have to say something about the adventures with the color work. This color work is Fair Isle knitting, but you have quite large strands in the back. So these floats in the back, I did catch them with my regular technique, which you can see over here. So I just caught them in the stitch, but it's noticeable. And well, I didn't want to rip back for the second time. I didn't notice it the first time that hard. Should have done that, but didn't. So I was trying to find a solution for it, and I think I found it. You can weave over them a little bit, and then it's less noticeable. So I will have some yarn ends on the back. I will never be able to rip it out again, but I won't mind because it's quite hard as this yarn clings together quite easily. But for, well, it's the story of the donkey and the stone. For the tips of the holly, they are really far apart. And I didn't want to have the same problem again. So what I did is use the technique of the leatherback jacquard for this. It's a technique that resembles double knitting, and so you don't knit all the stitches, of course. You just knit some stitches double, and then you have this leather at the back. And I think that turned out quite well. You can't see through it, but you can see the difference between the stranded knitting and the leatherback jacquard, because you can see it's, well, now how can I show you? You can see that this part is a bit looser. It bubbles up a bit, but I think that can be managed with blocking. Leatherback jacquard is also much stretchier than just fair iron knitting. I think that will be the cause of that being a bit wonky in between. What can I say about that next? Just want to say another thing. Yes. Well, to make up for the sizing, I don't know if I said it already because the camera switched off. But for the sizing, as I did do the L version here and still want the width of the double XL, I have put in some extra increases in between the holly. I don't think you can notice it, and I'm glad that already worked out, but now I will have to see how I continue working on this. So it's a work in progress, and it's a bit more work than I anticipated. I don't know if it will be ready for Christmas, but anyway, it's an enjoyable new thing to learn. So I'm looking forward to finishing this. And then the next project is, it's still a whip, but it's going in the right direction. Let's put it that way. It's my Sophie Shawl in the Christmas edition. I'm just going to take it out the bag that I got from a very, very sweet knitting friend. It's really Christmassy. And this is it. This is the Sophie scarf that you probably know very well. And I'm knitting it in a Christmas edition of the Lana Grossa Gomitolo yarn, which is a yarn that I like to use. I have used it many times in the past because the color changes. It's just, I really, really like it. It's stunning. And I also really like how this turned out. However, I encountered a problem with the yarn itself. So in the first ball, it doesn't happen often with this yarn, but there was a break in the yarn and a break in the color. So what happened was that at one point I arrived here. And as you can see on this yarn, it's not knotted, but it's twisted together, and it goes from a soft pink to a vibrant green. Now, in this project, that would be a hard break. That would be very noticeable. and I didn't want that. So I was pondering how can I manage this so that it's well, to find a more subtle solution. And I started using the second ball of yarn. So what I did is I took out the first piece of the second ball, and I did wind it so that I can use the end from the inside. So the beginning of the ball is this, and this is the end of the first part of the ball. I'm still following, I hope. And then I attached the collar that resembled the collar that I was knitting at first. So this light pink, this is where I did match the strands. So I started using the second ball. I'm just going to pick it up entirely, and I'm quite lucky because the first ball, where the end is that that goes into green, matches quite well with the end of this ball. So I can attach it to this ball afterward, and then this ball is matching very well with this part. So the tip of the shawl will be light pink as well. I hope this will work. If something breaks in this ball, or even in this one, well, I will have to find better solutions, because I did start, I'm just going to put these away. I have, I'm going back, as you can see, with the creases, and I have left 108 grams of the 200 grams in total. So I have a margin of a few grams to adapt and make some color adjustments if necessary, but I don't have much left, so we'll see. But I overall like it, and I also saw that Petite Knit has a pattern now for the Sophie scarf with a hood. I also like that pattern very much, and I think it's truly adorable. So you can wear it as a shawl or a scarf, but you can also put it on as a hat, and then you have I think it will be decreases down the middle of the back of your head. So I'm awaiting the pattern, and maybe that will be something for next year. Then the Christmas socks I have. So last time I talked to you about the Uneek Christmas sock yarn. It's still unique, but well, it turned out quite a unique piece, I must admit. So this is what the sock looks like. It looks huge to me. I have tried it on, and I was surprised to find out that it almost fits. It's big, but it almost fits, because this is the heel I made, and it's a curve. This one, I'm going to show it properly. So this makes some kind of a cup, and then you pick up all the stitches and you work upward. Now, as you can see, this Turkish hand-dyed yarn is really beautiful, and I really love working with it. It's kind of velvety, which I presume elves also wear velvety socks. So I'm quite happy to work with it, but the pattern that is included that you get through a QR code. Well, it starts with the Turkish cast on, which I did, and then well, it's not a heel flap and gusset, I presume. It's something similar, but then from the toe up. It took me quite some time to work it out, but I managed. I'm glad I did, but it doesn't work for me because here, where so you first knit the entire sock, or up to 3.5 centimeters of the end result, and then you start knitting the heel with just half of your stitches, and then you do some decreases with 10 stitches in the middle, and then you have this kind of cup that you make, and then you pick up stitches from the part you knit on half of the stitches, but that creates a ridge, of course. Maybe you can see it. This is a ridge, and it when your heel is in it, it's on the sides of your heel. And I'm a person that during summer always wears different sandals every day because I get blisters on my feet very, very easily. So a ridge at my heel is not a good idea for me. That is why I have decided that I will rip it out, and then I will go for the afterthought heel. This is a heel that fits me very, very well, and I also like it in a striped sock because the stripes go, in a circular movement. I don't know how I should explain, but anyway, I will of course show you in the next episode, as these are quite behind. I don't think I will wear them this Christmas, but anyway, I still enjoy knitting on them. Then I didn't have enough projects, so I did a workshop. I followed a workshop at Wall Story. Wall Story is a store in Mechelen. It's a relatively new store, and it's quite a new concept as well, because it's not only a store where you can buy yarn, it's also a cafe, a knitting cafe, and you can join in for knitting evenings. There is a knitting academy. There are workshops. There is even a Yarny bingo. So it's a very fun project, and people are coming from, of course, Mechelen and in the city, but also from far away, just to join in the fun of knitting together. And I really like the concept. So I subscribed myself to make some mittens, because I already made some wrist warmers, but I didn't make mittens yet. And so this was a chance to hear Gabriel talk about it, of course, on how to knit these mittens. And I think they turned out very well. The only thing I changed is that I made it a larger cuff, because it always peeks out from under my coat. And of course I have quite long fingers, so I needed to add a little bit to the length of it, but otherwise they do fit very snug and nice. I used Filcolana Peruvian together with one strand of Filcolana Tilia, You don't need the strand of tilia, but it makes it cozy and soft, of course. I used a 4mm needle, just 80 centimeter knitting in round needle. And what else do I have to say about this? I'm just looking at my notes. Well, the pattern is free, but and I will link it. But Gabrielle, she made a translation for the people who were in the workshop. So if you don't speak English, you can still follow her workshops and knit very nice things. So this was a project on the side. I already purchased a pattern for a matching hat. I also purchased the same yarn, of course. It will be made with two strands of Peruvian and one strand of tilia, and I chose the it's a hat by Two of Wands, Alexandra Tavel, and it's I don't know how you call it in English. We call it a cagoule, which is like a hat you put over your head and into your neck. It's like a big sock over your neck and with a hole in it. And I can't remember the correct name. But anyway, to be continued, and probably also for January. Then, my Advent. You might have seen in my Instagram stories that I share all my small skeins of yarn that I receive in the calendar I have from Het Wolbeest, which is based in the Netherlands, and I have the colorway Summer Sunset, Indian Summer. So I have these nice pinks and oranges and purples and etc. And I also chose some neon, very, very bright pink mohair to go with it. I'm still not entirely certain that it's a very good match, but I think it will be a match. So last time I talked about all the patterns that I had in mind for this calendar, because I wanted to start right away, which I didn't, because as I was unpacking the first skeins of yarn, I was a bit hesitant that the bright pink would match. And I should first tell you that I chose the Orlando wrap pattern, which is why the bright pink needs to match. So I made up my mind, it will be the Orlando wrap. I also saw the pattern that was included in the yarn pack, which was made by Knit's Choice. And it's a beautiful pattern, and it's for a asymmetrical triangular scarf, which has some cables, I think, and some lace in it. But the Orlando wrap speaks to me most, and I think it's a versatile shawl, so I want to make that one. That's certain. But the Orlando wrap, as I bought the pattern, I noticed that she works from light colors to darker colors and then back to lighter colors. So you don't use all your skeins at once, but you use them all up, and the shawl becomes 2 meters and 60 centimeters. I think personally that's too long. The shawl I knit last year with my advent calendar was that size too. It grew, and now when I wrap it around twice and then make a knot, it still comes to my thighs. So the ends still end at my thighs. And I really like the oversized look on a coat, but it's nothing you can wear inside or, well, it's just for outside wear. And I think the Orlando wrap is so stunning that it would be beautiful if you can wear it inside as well. So that's why I'm hesitant about using all the colors. The colors are a mix of gradients and speckled colors, and well, colors that are just one color in the entirety. So I'm wondering if I should take out a few balls. I did wind them already, so that I can make the entire shawl but a bit shorter, so that I end up with a shawl of about 2 meters, which is still nice. I like big scarves, but well, not too big. So it will be the Orlando wrap, and it will probably be January as well. And then there is my final project for today. It's a finished object finally. And I told you last time that I created this little gnome. He's called Knud, and now he has a lady gnome, which is called Knudde. So they are, of course, knit in the same way, so pinhead first, and then the body is attached to the to the inside of the hat, and then you close your work. And then the beard and the nose are one piece, and here the nose is separate, and then the hairs are attached underneath the hat. So it's disguised. I wanted to give her plates first, but they turned out really wonky and didn't work well. So, well, it became tails, and I think they're still quite nice. The pattern, I did write it in Dutch and in English, and it's available now on my website, which is nimble.handmade.com, and also on Ravelry. So you can find them in both places. Now, as I wanted to give you a little gift for Christmas, the price will be halved when you buy with the code XMAS. So this is my little present for you. If you want to knit some gnomes, have a quick project to finish just right in time for Christmas. I'm sure children will love it as well. I have included some notes on making this as a toy, but I hope you will enjoy it. And if you would like to give me a Christmas gift, then I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel or give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment. I really am grateful for all the wishes, the wishing me well wishes last time. I'm very glad that you're glad that I'm back too. So it's really appreciated. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Oops. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!